Welcome back everyone for the fourth session of week 2 where we'll understand that how to understand the characteristics of the segment. In the previous session in this week we understand first session we understood what segmentation is. Second session we try to understand what are different criteria for segmentation. In third session we with help of hands-on practice try to understand how to get the optimal number of cluster when you are doing cluster analysis for getting the segmentation process done. Now we'll understand what is the characteristics of those segments. So if you remember in the last session we come up with 3 segments, so there will be 3 optimal segments. So total heterogeneous market we can divide into 3 homogeneous sub markets. Now we are very much interested in knowing that what is the characteristics of these segment or cluster. For that we are running k-means cluster analysis. So k-means cluster analysis we are using to understand the characteristics of the cluster, which of the respondent belong to which cluster, what they are looking for, what their preferences, how in which lineage they are similar. For that we are running k-means cluster analysis. If you can see here, I am running the code, results is equal to k-means in the function. My data is cluster and how many segments we got. So on the basis of hierarchical cluster analysis and dendrogram and ELBO method, we come up with that there will be 3 optimal cluster. So I will write here 3. So result is equal to k-means cluster 3. Just run this and click on result. Now this we got. So can you see now, see cluster vector? First respondent belong to cluster number 2, second respondent belong to cluster number 1, third is belong to 3, fourth belong to 3, and like that 470, fifth belong to second cluster. That's how they did the clustering. Now this is very much important called cluster means. Cluster means will tell me what is the characteristics of specific clusters and what their preferences needs are. Now we got 3 cluster. Now we need to understand what are the characteristics of those clusters. So what you do, you just copy cluster means. So I am copying cluster mean. I am opening one of the Word Excel file and there I'll paste it. Moment you will paste this, this is text data, it will come under one column. So I'll select this, I'll go to data, text to column, and I'll make it to different columns. It's not coming. So this so we got it. We got different cluster into different columns. So to make it into different column, what you can do, you can make it, go to data, select the first column, go to data, go to text to column and convert into different. So this is nothing but first is the cluster number, second column is after sale services, third column is called value for money, fourth column is efficiency, same column which we are having separate variable, exterior design, gender and income. Now we need to understand the characteristics of cluster 1, cluster 2 and cluster 3. So these are the 3 clusters now we got. Now we need to understand their characteristics, which is most important thing. If you remember, when we collected the data for after sales service, we use 5-point scale, right? 1 to 5. So midpoint will be 2.5 for safer side. They belong to, for example, if some of the clusters characteristics is coming close to 3, what does it mean? if it is coming close to 3, what does that mean? It means that these cluster are looking for those particular features, or their intention or perception is similar to that. If it is close to 1, what does it mean? They are not looking for it. So as this is the 5-point scale, I am taking 2.5 plus 0.5 to check the and to reduce the impact of variation or standard deviation into it. What we did, we take the cutoff of 3. So first C cluster number 1, then after sales service 3 plus definitely means these clusters are looking for after sales service. Again I am repeating. As we have taken 5-point Likert scale for the variable or 5-point scale for the variable, where 5 is very much important and 1 is not at all important. So if their score is close to 1, for example, this score after sales service for cluster 1 is 1, for example, then they are not looking for it at all. But if it is close to 5, what does it mean? They are looking for it. So mid value is 2.5. For safer side, I have taken the 0.5 standard deviation, mean plus minus standard deviation. I am taking 3 as the cutoff value. So if less than 3, they are not looking for it. If greater than 3, they are looking for it. So if greater than 3, this is greater than 3, okay, they are looking for it. So customer segment number 1, looking for this, looking for this, looking for this, and looking for this. So they are looking for all 4 characteristics. Segment number 2 is looking for this and this. Segment number 3 is looking for this. So we need to identify what are the characteristics they are looking for. So now if I need to create that, what are the segment 1 is looking for what? Segment 1, or you can write segment 1 is looking for after sales service, value for money, efficiency, exterior design, all 4 characteristics. Then segment 2 is looking for efficiency and exterior design. Segment 3 is looking for value for money and efficiency. Now we'll take a call on their gender. So gender may be have used the scale 0 and 1. So 0 for female and 1 for male. So midpoint will be 0.5. I am not taking a standard deviation here because we have 2 grouping data. So 0.5 it is less than 0.5, it will be female. If it is greater than 0.5, it will be male. So here segment 1 belongs to greater than 0.5. So majority it belongs to male. And second segment is female because their score is less than 0.5, gender score, can you see? And third is also female. Now we come to the income, relative income. Either income also you can create the group. 0 to 50,000 group 1, 50,000 to 1 lakh group 2, like that you can do. Otherwise, relatively you see, this is the low income group. Segment number 3 is low income group. Relatively, this is mid income group and this is high income group. So that's how I understand this is segment 1 characteristics, this is segment 2 characteristics, and this is segment 3 characteristics. So these are the characteristics of these 3 segments which we are having. Now, this also we call customer persona. So customer persona for segment 1 is what? Segment 1 is looking for after sales services, value for money, they value for money, they are looking for efficiency, they are looking for exterior design, they are predominantly male and having mid income. Customer persona 2, if looking for efficiency, looking for exterior design, female, and they are having high income. Now value for money, third segment looking for value for money, efficiency, female and low. Definitely you can add as many as factors you can. like geography, like some of the geographical factors, city, country. You can add some of the other demographic factor like age or education or occupation. You can add another variable also if your research is saying that these are the psychographic or behavioral factor which you can add into it. And that's how you will come up with a complex persona or structure. Now, when you get this structure, you have to see. Now, moment you are getting this type of persona, as a marketer, you need to take a call. You will go with all segment, so you will cater all three segment, or you will go for one segment, or you will go for two segments. So now we are getting three segments. We know the characteristics of the segment. Now I have to take a call ki out of these three segments, how many segment I will target. So for that you need to understand ki now I have segment 1, segment 2, segment 3. So you can go for all three segments, that I will target all three segments. The only challenge you will have, if you are targeting all three segments, you must have product 1 or variant 1 for segment 1, product 2 or variant 2 for segment 2, and product 3 and variant 3 or variant 3 for segment 3. So you have to check your bandwidth. Do you have that much of bandwidth to launch three type of variants on product? Because launching a product or variant is not easy task. It requires cost, several costs involved into it. So as a marketer, you need to take a call. Will you go for all three segment, or will you go for two segment, or will you go for one segment? And on the basis of what you will take the decision, there are certain criteria that you need to fulfill. First criteria we call accessibility. First criteria that you need to call accessibility. Second criteria you need to fulfill that it's profitability. Third criteria you need to talk called sizeability. Your session, this is sizable or not. Then fourth criteria you need to take measurability. Measurability, that it is measurable or not. Fifth criteria you must take call, they are differential or not. These are the 5 major criteria that people are talking about. So if you are taking that time, so some time try to understand. You have to judge all these three segments on these criteria. Is this criteria accessible to me? Do we have, for example, I'm just giving an example. Segment 2 is belong to tier 3 city. For example, this belong to tier 3 city. You don't have distribution channel to go for tier 3 city. Then you will not go for segment 2. So you will not target segment 2 because this segment is not accessible to you. Got my point or not? So first you check if this segment is accessible to you or not. Second is profitable or not. There are certain segment which are having, so when we talk about segment 1, they are looking for everything. No, just see, segment 1 is looking for everything. They are looking for after sales service also, value for money also, efficiency also, exterior design also, and they're having mid income. So when I will launch some of the product, definitely I have to, they are valuing money, we should have low price and we have to give the promotion. Sales promotion or coupon or something we have to give, or discounts. So in this case, my proposition will not profitable. So you need to check the second option, is your option is profitable? If answer is coming yes, I'll go for targeting. If answer is coming no, I will not target that. You got my point or not? Same sizeability. Some of the time you see, when you see the result, when I'm showing you the result, this is the size of this particular segment. So can you see size 173 out of 475, 155, 147. Sometime it's quite possible that your size is 2. Or when you are checking this demographic, whatever you are getting, the total number of customer in one segment is coming 2. Will you design a specific product for 2 customers? If it's not profitable, then why you will design this? So in that case, you have to take a call, is my segment is profitable? If answer is coming yes, then I'll go for targeting. Otherwise, no. Again, measurability. Do you have information about those customers? Because these customers will be varied. Do you have their gender data available? Do you have their perception data available? Do you have their attitude data available? Do you have their different data points available? If answer is coming yes, you can able to measure that, then you will target them. If you are not knowing about your customer, how you will target them? So some of the segments you are not able to know because you don't have means to know the characteristics of those segments or information about those segments, so we will not go for that. Now, third and very much important call, if two segments look like very similar, so two segments is looking for efficiency and value for money, they are female. The only differentiation, they are in tier 2, tier 3. So more or less they are same. So in that case, you need to take a call. This one product may more than suffice to satisfy the characters and needs of these two segments. Only I need to change the distribution. So in that case, you will not go with two variant or two product. You will go with similar product or same product to both this segment. If you think that segment 1 and segment 2 is highly similarity on majority of the parameters, but yes, some of the parameters they are not similar. In that case, you have to check if they are differentiable, significantly differentiable. Then you target those two segments as those two segments. Otherwise, you target those at same and other two targeted. That's how out of three segment as a marketer, you have to take a call. This segment is feasible or not, profitable or not, sizable or not, measurable or not, accessible or not, and differentiable or not. If these answers are coming yes, then you go for targeting. I will go for one target one. Sometimes you don't have budget also, because I have told you, moment you are coming and you are targeting three segment, you must have either three product or three variants. So it will be very difficult. It's not very easy call. It's very much risky proposition when you are coming with new product or new variant development, because it involves huge amount of cost. So in that case, you need to take a call, safe call, which segment is profitable for me, measurable for me, and that's accessible for me, sizable for me. I will target those segment only, and that's how people are targeting. So out of the segment which you got, see the characteristics of those segment, and after that you have to take a call that which segment you will target. Now once I decided I will target for segment 2 or segment 3, I'm just giving an example, I will target for segment 1 or segment 2 or segment 3 or auth segment. Now try to understand, if I want to target for segment 1, they are looking for after sales service, value for money, efficiency, exterior design. So their customer persona is after sales service, value for money, efficiency, exterior design, male and mid. So what my customer persona for segment 1? I will give some name, Rohan. I have just given one name, Rohan, having mid income, looking for warranty guarantee, because warranty guarantee is nothing but representation of after sales service. Looking for value of money, he valued for money. Looking for efficiency in two-wheeler electric vehicle, and fond of better exterior design. That is customer persona 1. Customer persona 2, looking for female, so you can give any name. I am giving the name called Radha. Radha, having high income, looking for efficiency, means battery backup, or one time how much kilometer it will run for one charging, and looking for exterior design. That is customer persona 2. Now customer persona 3, I can give any of the name. Najia, having low income, looking for value for money, and efficiency, means she is also looking for that charging should work for a specific kilometer, and battery backup should be high, battery should work efficiently. So these are three customer persona I got based on the key means result which talks about it. Now you understand that this is my customer persona, and on the basis of 5 criteria that we discussed, accessibility, measurability, profitability, sizability, differentiability, you will target either one or all three segments. Now once you did it, now you have to position your product. Now just see, you can have different strategy, but simple strategy I will tell you. In this all 4 characteristics, because these are the pain pointers and need or preference of the customer, which we got through the qualitative study while we were exploring the needs. Which is having highest value? After sales service. So my USP for this segment, if I want to target segment 1, will be after sale service. If I want to target segment 2, what will my USP or value proposition? Exterior design, because their value is highest. Can you see? Center mean value is highest. That's why I'm talking about. Third, cluster mean. Third, when I am talking about segment 3, highest value I am getting for efficiency. So if I'll go for segment 3, my value proposition or positioning statement will be efficiency. You understand this point or not? So that's how you can design your positioning. So definitely for positioning a statement, you can do another market research to understand, because here it's the customer side. Still your side is due. Your competitors are due. Because sometimes you think that after sales service I will go with, but your competitor is having edge on after sales service. Then you have to choose something else so you can go to the customer. So this is the one view of positioning statement. If I am taking the customer centric view, it's not the total view. You have to see your in-house resources also. You have to see your core competency also. You have to see your what you can say competitors also, that what are their core competencies and their strong pointers, and that's how you can take the call. And this is all about segmentation, targeting, positioning. And if you have to develop the product, now I have told you ki if you want to target all 3, I am just giving an example ki if you want to go for all 3, for segment 1 you will launch one two-wheeler electric vehicle. You can give any of the name. I am giving the name called Speedo. I'll give 5 years of warranty or guarantee. Value for money means I will provide some of the discounts on subsidies. I will take that charging, one time charging will go for 300 kilometer. It will very beautiful design, exterior design looks. And I will have my brand ambassador, male, star sportsman. I can go with Ronaldo. I can go with some of the Neeraj Chopra. For male brand ambassador, I'm looking for, because they might people connect with them. And mid income, so I will target mid income customer. When I will target segment 2, I will develop a product or variant where my focus will be battery capacity, battery charging time, and how much one time charging will take me how many kilometer. An exterior design I will focus upon, and my segment will be female centric. So I will look for some of the, for this variant, my brand ambassador could be female, who can be the ideal for the female, and I can have high price for this product because they are not looking for value for money, and they are high income people. So then you can come with a top brand for this, or top variant for your product. Now come for third key. If you are looking for and you want to segment, go for segment 3, your customer persona name you know now. You have to develop a product or variant where you have to think of discount, subsidy, promotion, coupon. You have to think of efficiency, because efficiency is something that every segment is looking for. It's very important variable in terms of two-wheeler electric vehicle. Ki how much charging it will work, what will be the capacity of the battery, how much time it will, what performance it will show. Again, your ambassador will be female, and your price should be low. So same brand ambassador or different brand ambassador you can select who can target for this. So this is your strategy. Your strategy could be different, right? Your product strategy, pricing strategy, distribution strategy, and promotion strategy should vary on the basis of the characteristics of your targeted segment that we call customer persona. So that's how we are getting customer persona, and that's how we will we are understanding that how we can satisfy the needs and wants of the specific segment. So you know, previously we have 475 different type of customer. Now with the help of cluster analysis, we divided into 3 groups, and now I know about them also. this group predominantly looking for this characteristics, this group is looking for this characteristics, and this group is looking for a specific characteristics. I can come up with a product type or variant type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to satisfy the needs, wants, preferences, and as per their customer persona, I can design my product or variant. That's how we are ending our segmentation section or this week. So this week we understood how what segmentation is. So segmentation is the second part after or second step after knowing the customer needs. And I use that customer need for segmentation, and we will discuss that. So first we understood what segmentation is, then we understood that what are different criteria for segmentation, and then in the third session we try to understand how you can do the segmentation in hands-on practice, and we understood how to get the optimal number of segmentation either following hierarchical cluster analysis or elbow method. And then we ran k-means cluster analysis to understand the characteristics of the cluster. This told me what are the cluster means. On the basis of that, as we use 5-point scale, that's why we took the 3 years cutoff, and male female we have taken 0.5 because mid value was 0.5, and income we take the relatively because that was ratio scale. As per that, we got the different customer characteristics of segment 1, segment 2, segment 3. Now, as a marketer, you have to take a call that which segment you will target. You can target all 3 segments, or you can target segment 1, segment 2, or segment 3, or segment 1 or 2, or segment 2 or 3, based on 5 criteria that we understood: accessibility, measurability, profitability, sizability, and differentiability. So these are the 5 criteria that we understand, and accordingly you can go with, I will go with segment 1, segment 2, segment 3. Further, although it's not very much proof method because this is only for the customer side, on the basis of highest cluster mean, you can decide your USP. But before deciding your positioning statement or positioning value proposition, you should also see your competitor, you should also see your internal resources. Is this your core competency or not? And that's how we are positioning our product. So if you want to position your product, and if you have competitive advantage and resources, after sales service is USP for segment 1, then exterior design is USP for segment 2, and efficiency will be the USP for segment 3. And that's how we are putting the positioning our product. And that's these characteristics is translated into the customer persona. So we have these 3 customer persona which we target upon. So next class, next week, we will understand. Here we are ending our segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Next week, we will understand how to design the product for this specific cohort. Because now we decided that my cohort is looking for after sales service. How to satisfy those needs? You have to come up with certain offering, right? They are male. How to, they are having mid income. They are looking for exterior design, efficiency, value for money. How I can design my product or services which can efficiently satisfy the needs and wants of these specific segment. So next week in the product analytics, we will understand that what to design and how much to design to cater the to cater the needs and wants and desire of these specific segment. So in next week, we will understand it in the product analytics. So now as we conclude segmentation, targeting, and positioning, next week we will start from the marketing offerings, where we will understand first product analytics, that how to design the product following some of the data, some of the facts, some of the figures, some of the market research data we will gather. And then we will do some analysis to understand how to design your product and what should be your attribute of your product. This week, I will share this code with you. I will share this result also with you and this data set so you can do hands-on practice. I'll also share one sample file data set with you on which you will do some analysis and you will submit in form of assignment, or we will see that how I can get this assignment from you. But at least you can do hands-on on those data set, and I will have certain assignment question on those data sets. So I will share these codes this data set, this result for your reference. I will also share some of the sample data set where you can do practice and understand how to do this segmentation. I will also share some of the data set for exploring customer need on week 1. So week 1, I will share some of the specific data set where you can do hands-on practices to explore the needs. And every week, I will give you some of the sample data set where you can work upon, so you will understand better that how to go with data-driven marketing strategy. Thank you very much. See you next week with product analytics. Thank you.